Hey Libra, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. These are here to open your mind and to different ways of viewing our situations and where we're at in life right now. So they're not going to resonate with everybody all of the time, but hopefully they resonate with you and you can find something of use and value here. I'll be doing oracle card reading over here on YouTube, and if you want, you can join me over afterwards on Vimeo for a more traditional tarot spread with a tarot card. All right, Libra, what do we have for your week? I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? Not your week. It's more like a couple weeks right now. Next little bit. What do we have for Libra for our next little bit? So nervous. All right, well, this would be why I'm nervous. This one came out all by itself, separately. Wrath, anger, frustration. Could be the wrath of multiple people, of just that intense anger. And you know what? That is hard to deal with. That intense anger can be really difficult to deal with because what the outlets, acceptable outlets are very limited, or, useful outlets are very limited. And yet at the same time, it's an emotion that needs to be processed and needs to be understood and needs to be used for our highest benefit. Wrath and anger can be here to be for our best, our highest good. And show us places where we're experiencing injustice, unfairness, stuck. So anger, I don't view anger as like a lesser emotion or a more base emotion. It's a land we travel through, not one we want to set up shop in or live. We don't want to live there, but we do need to travel through this land sometimes. And it does, it's not my favorite place to be personally. Oh, wow, there's two here. There's two here that are really similar in that we have mimicry and displacement. So something might look like, and we have memory. These are all three together, and we have commitment. So this could be memories about a relationship coming up, a past relationship, and what is commitment. And memories about a relationship could be coming up here. If I look at all these cards together, that's what it looks like to me. And then like some situation that you're in right now could look like some sort of past situation, and that could be triggering possibly this wrath and this anger for some party in this sort of commitment in this relationship. So here we have memory, right? Crows have really great memory. It's hard for me to like parse out these cards. Just like came out literally all together in a chunk, like a book, and it's kind of like they're all so interrelated, right? Mimicry and displacement. So I'm just going to bounce around, and hopefully you can follow here. So memory, something from the past, very much sticking out here, very much here for your review, possibly here for you to experience some anger about, right? We have these these bright red, glowing red objects and entities here. So what are these? Are these good memories? Are these bad memories? Are these like, there could just be a trigger here, something that's very triggering for you about either a prior commitment and or a current commitment. It could be memories from a prior commitment affecting a current commitment, because we also have displacement and mimicry. So something, so it's a memory. You're having this memory of something. It was very upsetting, possibly. I see like there could be some PTSD here, or some triggered memories from the past, from a past relationship, and it's being triggered by possibly a current relationship, or even if you're in the same relationship and there was like a rough patch, that could all be being re-triggered here. Something that's supposed to be for better or for worse, right? Because through sickness and in health here, because we have one that's healthy and one that's very sick right here, and there's a sense of some sort of commitment to helping even when things aren't good, and even when things aren't going well. So there could be a trigger here from either a prior relationship or a prior rough patch in the relationship. Something in disguise. This could be something looking like looking like something else, or pretending to be something else, or pretending to be, they're saying the words, but you know there's something wrong, right? This dog is you, or maybe you're the bird, but there's something wrong here. It's not, this isn't the real deal, but this is close to the real deal. It looks like the real deal. It sounds like the real deal, but we know that this crow that's learned to mimic the words, come here, scout. Here's scout, just like, what the, that sounds right. You know, my instinct is to come towards that, but it's not right. It's not the same. So this isn't the same thing. And yet we have this displacement. It's like almost the same trick that was played on this dog is being played on these crows. Like, it's like this, we hate this thing. We hate this thing, but it's actually something else that they hate. They're just being triggered by something, right? Because this is displacement. So this car never did anything to anybody, but they're all mad at the car, right? So there's a sense of something, you might be mad at something, and you need to be aware that you might not be mad at that thing. It just looks like something else. Maybe this car just looks like a car that like ran over a nest of baby crows once. And they're like trashing this car and taking out all this anger on this car and all this wrath on this car. But this car didn't do crap. It's like the rest of their day, or the rest of this memory, or this thing that's getting triggered is causing them to take out their anger on the wrong thing, right? And then here we have the similar thing. It looks like something, but it's not that thing. It's not the same thing. So if you're having, this comes in as like kind of a warning. If you're having some sort of anger or frustration this week, or if someone else, like it could be for some of you, it could be you're the one experiencing the anger and frustration, and it's definitely worth looking into that what you're angry about actually could be, you're actually angry about something else. You're actually angry about something else, and it looks maybe similar, but you're taking out your anger and your frustration on the wrong thing, on the wrong situation. There's like a memory that's triggered here, and so it makes you think that what's happening right now is the same thing that happened before, and it's not. So whatever I'm definitely seeing, like with this memory card, sometimes I see just triggers. Like there's a trigger here, and it's very upsetting, but this is your chance. This is sort of a warning to pull back from whatever's gonna come in here and trigger you, and really analyze it and think about it. Is it the exact same as what happened before? This is here to tell you it is not, and that it's triggering memories. It's triggering memories, and you're very angry about it, but it's not the same. There could be someone also like impersonating somebody. I know that seems really far out there, but like catfishing or impersonating someone, or being like close to something that you want but not the thing that you want, or maybe close to something that you really hate and don't want to experience again, but it's not that thing. Whatever we're experiencing, whatever's going on here, it's very triggering, but it's not the same thing. So this would be like a call to be very careful about who you're yelling at, who you're throwing stuff at, who you're taking and what you're taking your frustration out on, because it only appears, it's going to appear like it's the right thing, but it's actually the wrong thing to be taking it out on. So I don't know what you do with wrath. Sit with it, use it, experience it, understand that this anger is being triggered for a reason, but also understanding that you need to think about the appropriate action that you want to take in regards to it, and not just like displace your anger and frustration and whatever this trigger brings up, not just displace it onto somebody else, and don't take it out on the wrong people. And for some of you, it could be someone pretending to be something that's really triggering something for you, and anger. Or for others, this mimicry and displacement could be basically the same card, as far as like something looking like it's something else, but it's not. And you'll be able to know that by close observation, but there might be a confusing period of time. What's our prayer? Libra, this is not my favorite reading ever. Clever Crow. I love it because I just used the Crow deck. Clever Crow. Mystery, judgment, clairvoyance, observer of birth, life, and death. Teach me creative and destructive magic. I love the, like, destructive magic. I love it. I don't know, but it's fascinating. Maybe you're meant to, like, express, maybe you're not going to be able to express your wrath and your anger on what's really triggering you because it's from the past. But maybe this isn't that bad, right? It's like displaced feelings, displaced anger. Like, yeah, go take it out on, like, I don't know, the shooting range or whatever. Go, like, look at it. It's an abandoned car. Who even gives a crap if you're taking your anger and frustration out on the abandoned car? Like, teach me creative and destructive magic. That's really funny. Of course, I would be, like, confused by that because, right, this isn't my hometown here, this wrath here. This isn't where I want to be. So a destructive magic is definitely something to look into. What is destructive magic? And maybe, like, even doing some sort of ritual or something where you know, use symbolic, like this displacement could be the symbolic, a symbolic, this card could be like a symbolic gesture, a symbolic ceremony where we, you know, don't necessarily destroy the person, or we don't necessarily, right, like a cord cutting ceremony. We're not going to go around cutting people or, like, literally doing stuff to them, right? But having a ceremony where we have some sort of visualization process for what binds us to someone and severing that bind, but in a very, like, symbolic way where we're not actually, like, severing the person, we're just severing them. Okay, I don't know what we got there, but we're gonna do these ones that came out upright because we got 8 of them. We're not gonna sit there. So tiny triumphs. I like this. I like this. This is like your intuition coming out, your intellect up here doing its thing, and your intuition kind of popping out here to do its thing. So this can also be about small wins, small gains, maybe not winning the whole thing forever, right? This is a magical moment where the tables get turned and this mouse gets to be the one in charge of the field and everything. And so this raven or this crow can talk about, or corvid, whatever it is, can talk about intellect and what rules the roost most of the time. And this is the small, you know, shivering intuition that's inside of us that gets to pop out in this magical moment and get a little win here. So there's some winning here. And I love that, again, we have a crow here. We have a corvid here. There are so many crows here from not even the crow deck, right? But this one is taking a back seat, this one. And this too is about, like, mystery, clairvoyance, something jumping out that's mysterious and not the norm. It's outside the norm. Popping out here, something more intuitive or emotional jumping out here, and having its day, having its moment, having its small victories. So tiny triumphs, it can mean both, like the small thing gets its moment, but it can also mean like small victories, looking for small victories here. Home in the sky, well, this is the opposite of what we've got, the stagnancy, but I do like that we're talking about these crows here, and we have all these birds. There's some stagnancy here. There's waiting for the time is right, waiting for something. Maybe you're waiting for something, and when you receive whatever news or whatever, you're not going to be very happy with it. But there's a sense of you could be talking, but you're not. There's a sense of waiting for the divine, waiting for something to move you. There is a sense of you being able to move, but refusing to move, or you being able to, like, flow through something but not doing it, because these birds are capable of movement, and And maybe there's a sense too of being at home, being stable, being calm, even though lots of things are up in the air. So being at home in a place of uncertainty. There's a sense of surrendering to the divine. And sometimes, right, we're in the doldrums, and sometimes, you know, if we're a sailboat here, sometimes we're in the doldrums and sometimes we move very quickly. So this could be something sort of at a standstill, but you becoming comfortable with the uncertainty. We have pure nature. A situation is changing, which is interesting because it seems to juxtapose completely with this one. Like, but maybe this is like being comfortable in the uncertainty and in the in-between. A situation changes, pure nature. We could be dealing with somebody's nature and just who they are and what they are, right? And then this mimicry, it's like the opposite of this one too, and it's the opposite of this one. And we're dealing with a play on opposites here. There's this tiny triumphs, but this is about graduations, rites of passage. It's your nature to change. It's the nature of the situation to change. And it's an irreversible change. We can't go back to who we were before. And maybe that's disappointing to some people or frustrating to the situation. But we're dealing with something, someone's like very, this is their nature. This is who they are. It's not changeable. This is pure nature does have to do with me, like the unchangeable nature of change. Like change is what is, it's what we have, right? And it's not, we can't change that everything changes. We can't change that we change. We can't change that other people can't change. We can't change the permanency of change in our lives. And this is like becoming comfortable in a transitional period. Being at home there. And then we have transformation. So yeah, we have, again, change. You've changed. This is about you changing. You've changed. You're looking back. Your mind has changed about things. Your heart's changed about things. You're not quite ready to fully embrace your new self, your new life, but you are looking back at who you used to be. And who you used to be, and you feel that. You're feeling that you used to be this person. You used to be this bud, and now you're a flower, and you understand that. And there's like some sort of comfortable, you're comfortable with this transition and this change. But you're definitely not who you used to be. And this, whatever's coming in here, again, we have this memory. We have you looking back at the past. You looking back at the past and realizing how much you've changed, how much you're not these experiences anymore, or how much you did experience. And these both have, yeah, you're looking back, these memories here are reminding you of who you used to be, right? You used to be this bud, and now you've changed into, you've blossomed, and then you'll go to seed. But you've changed, and you're looking back on something, and maybe there's something back there that actually makes you very angry to see and know about. But right, there's these triggers, and maybe these triggers coming up are part of your change and part of like how you have changed. I mean, you have changed, and maybe that's what they show you is how much you've changed. And maybe something that made you angry in the past doesn't make you angry anymore. And wouldn't that be cool? That would be cool. To grow and change like that. But something looks like something that it's not. So make sure you're investigating that. And you are the thing that's changing and being comfortable in sort of a transitional period here. But man, this Wrath card, this came out straight up, maybe changing how you deal with anger too, and finding appropriate outlets for it. All right. Well, if that resonated with you and you'd like to join me over on Vimeo, if not, we'll chat again later. Ciao.